the bees, if they are not in a good environment, they die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more important to keep them in a good environment so they can collect honey than put them in. If you put them maybe in town or something with that they cannot find, they are not in a good environment, they will die or they will not produce honey.
Welcome to a new episode of Most Memorable Journeys. I have a guest today who lives in Cyprus on my island, and he teaches Greek, which is a good thing to do because many people here in Cyprus or all over the world need to learn Greek. He has a company called the Online Greek Tutor, but this is not why he's on this episode. What I want to talk to him about is the bees, and the bees are very important. So welcome to Most Memorable Journeys, Valentinos Fillipou.
Thank you very much for having me. Very happy to be with you.
And I want to know first, though, even though we are going to talk about the bees, why did you start teaching Greek? Did you feel that people needed to learn more Greek?
No, I will be honest, at the beginning, I didn't think that. I was in England. I was studying there. And because I wanted something to do to have some pocket money, I was studying and I needed to do something. So I was a teacher. I was studying. Before I studied in Athens, I became a Greek language teacher. So I said that I know that stuff, so I can teach people. And yeah, surprisingly, many people in England want to learn Greek.
Yeah.
So I started teaching Greek in England. And then when I came back, I had many people that they were interested to continue with me online. So we started online with them, and then it expanded. Yes.
That's interesting. So you initially just did like one-to-one. You started this on your own, and then it expanded into a business. And I think, when did you start? When did you do that?
I started 2012.
Okay, so that was before COVID, because I think a lot of people started living online or started realizing how many things we can do online during the pandemic.
Yes, and actually before COVID, when I was saying what I was doing, everybody was asking, what do you mean? Explain, please. After COVID, everyone knows. It's easy to understand what I do. But
It's
before,
true.
it's difficult for people.
It's so true, because I hardly used Zoom before COVID. And when I actually had to start using Zoom, I had to ask a friend to show me, because I had to do a presentation and I needed somebody to show me how to share the screen, because I really didn't know how. But it's interesting how adaptable humans are, really, isn't it, when they have to?
Yeah, of course. I think it's in human nature to adapt. And that's why we are still here on the
That's
earth.
right. And that's maybe why. So, Lau, that is a good bridge to go to the bees, because the bees, are they as adaptable as humans are?
Not as humans are. So they need their environment. They need, and they don't cope very well with the change that we cause to the planet, like to change so fast.
You told me before we started recording that this business, the honey business or the bee business, or I don't know what to call it, you didn't start that. That was done by your dad.
Yeah, actually, my dad was a beekeeper since 1980s. He started with my uncle. And they grew their beehives, and they produced honey. They were selling the honey locally, and then slowly they expanded the business. And now me and my brothers we took their place and we continue the company. It's a bit complicated, I think, for the listeners. Well, on the one side, we speak about the language school, and on the other side, beehives, bees, honey. But yeah,
Well, many people do more than one thing. I think it's great to be able to, because having bees, I think it's one of the most beautiful things that you can have.
Yeah, because they are very important for the planet. They are the main pollinators. I think 80% of the pollination it happens through the bees. So it's very important for biodiversity, for our food production.
What happened to the bees, though? There aren't as many bees anymore as there were, as far as I know. I don't know anything. I have to tell you, I don't know anything about bees, but I know that, I see once in a while that the bee population is shrinking.
Yes, that's true. It's a problem everywhere in the world, and the reason is mainly humans. In agriculture, people use pesticides that the bees, when they go on the flower, if there are pesticides on the flowers, they die. Also, is the climate change problem for the bees, the increase in temperature and all the problems with there is no stability in the planet, in the weather. So all these problems affect the bees population.
So you took over existing bees from your father. How does it work? There is a queen. I know that there is a queen. And
Yes.
then there are workers. You need to tell me the whole story about a beehive.
Yeah, and beehive has always a queen. That the main role of the queen is to lay eggs, which they become the new bees. And then there are the workers, which are the bees we know when we see on the flowers. And in the beehive, there are also the drones, the male bees, that their only job is the reproduction. And they are only in the beehive in spring. That is a time for the queen to mate with the male bee. After that, the bees kill the drones because they don't work and they just eat. So
Could get ideas.
they don't need them.
Wow. So the worker bees kill the drones because they have done their job, they have reproduced, and they're not doing anything anymore. So there's no place for them anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They don't go out to collect honey or anything. They are in the beehive eating the honey. So they don't need them and they kill them.
I know some people like that.
Yes. It's very interesting.
What happens when the queen dies? How long does a queen live?
Okay, that's another interesting thing. The queen lives between 3 to 4 or 5 years sometimes. And the bees live only 20 to 40 days. One bee. Yeah. So the difference between a bee and a queen is just their diet. The egg, when the bees feed the egg with honey, they get a bee. When they feed the egg with royal jelly, they get a queen. So the difference in their diet make the difference in what they will have.
And how do the bees know the difference between honey and royal jelly?
I don't know how they
It's
know.
just
They
nature.
know.
It's just nature.
They produce this with their system.
Do they produce, when they give royal jelly to the eggs, could it be that they produce more than one queen?
Yes, in the spring they produce many queens.
And then the queens, each of those queens starts her I don't know, queendom, her hive.
Yes, exactly. Actually, the new queens come out, and many of these queens get like some bees, and they go out and they create another type. This is the way they reproduce. If the mother queen is old, one of the new queens will kill the old queen, and the new queen will become like the new queen of
Leader.
the lead.
So it's a bit of a revolution when they feel that the queen is not so useful anymore. They just kill her, like they kill the drones. They're quite nasty little things, aren't they?
Yes. You know, everything is about the community and how the community will survive. And I think the way the bees and the beehive is working, okay, it's not good they kill each other, but it's good that they don't look on on the individual. They look at the community and how the community will thrive. And this is a good example for humans.
Absolutely, I agree. And you know, okay, maybe they should send the queen bee to a retirement home instead of killing her, but that's that's on them. So tell me then, how is honey again? What I know about beekeeping is those boxy looking things. You know, where is the honey?
It's in there. There are some frames. And all the frames, the bees build like the wax in hexagons.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they put the honey.
And how often do you go and take out the honey?
It's in spring, every spring until August. It's in the summer period. It depends on the flowers and on the period of.
But do you go only once? Do you empty each box only once or more than once?
Usually twice.
Twice.
Around May is the first harvest, and the second one August, September, and then finish until next year.
And does the honey that comes out of those frames, is that a finished product, or do you need to do something with it?
No, but that's the finished product. Yes.
So that you can put in a jar and you can eat or sell.
This is what we do.
Yeah. I've seen though, before when I was preparing for this, I've seen that you also mix your honey with different kind with nuts and with so that's just an extra product for your that you sell.
Yes, exactly. We sell the main bee product, which is the honey, the bee pollen, royal jelly, wax, and all. These are products like the bees create, and we sell them directly in the way the bees produce them. But we also create like other products, byproducts, like we mix nuts with honey, and we create some other products.
Beeswax, now that you're mentioning it, that's something one makes candles with?
Can you repeat the question?
Beeswax, the wax.
Yes. And
you make candles with that?
Right. Yes, of course.
Only candles, or do you do other things with wax?
No, it's we also do some. Usually, women buy some wax to create some creams for their hands. And
I think now that you're saying, I think it's also used to remove hair. Could it be to remove hair on legs or underarms? Is that the same wax?
This is no, I don't think
that's that's with sugar. That's another story. I learned that in North Africa that they boil sugar and they use it. Yeah. How can people get to your honey, or can people visit your place where your bees live?
Actually, we get many visitors. Our honey bee park, it's in rural Larnaca, Melini, Larnaca. rural Larnaca is the honey villages of Cyprus. I don't know if you have heard about it. So there are many beekeepers in the area, and we created the honey routes, as we call them. And our honeybee park is part of the honey routes, where people can visit and take a tour and see the whole process of like from the beehive and to the place we extract the honey from the frames and the way we bottle them. There are honey tastings. We organize some other activities like workshops. For example, before Easter, we have a workshop for candle making. It depends. During the year, there are different types of workshops. And we also do some other activities mainly with companies. We have one now which is called Adopt a Hive. And usually companies come to our place, adopt a hive as a company, and with their employees, they come and they learn about the importance of the bees for our planet, how we protect the bees, and they also paint the beehive with the colors of their company, and they have a tour in the beehives, so they see how the beehive is working. Yeah, it's last weekend I was there, and I was the guide, and they were very excited. And people don't know this stuff, so it's the first time they see them, and they are very excited about this.
I didn't know. I mean, I love bees, I love honey, but I didn't know. Didn't even know that you exist. And Melini, as you said, is a place in the district of Larnaca for the people who are listening to us, either if they are local from here or somebody who is coming to Cyprus. And you have a tour. And what I also didn't know is that there is a honey route. Because I know all I know about is the wine route, but so the honey route means that it's different places in Cyprus where bees or honey is produced.
Yes, exactly. Look, the honey routes is a quite new concept. It's only 3-4 years old. We try to promote the area as wine route because older thing. The honey route is a new concept, and in cooperation with the Ministry of Tourism in Cyprus, we try to promote the area and help local producers sell their products and local people who have some coffee shops or some travels in the villages to have some visitors there. So yeah, you can find the honey routes in the. There is a website from the Ministry of Tourism. It's called Heartland of Legends.
Ah, yes, I know that one.
Yeah.
Or even if they go to visit Cyprus, I think. But Heartland of Legends would be the right one. But I think if they just put in honey routes in Cyprus, it would come up.
Yeah, it will come up, and there are routes and where things you can do. And
so, are you making the best honey, or who makes the best honey in Cyprus?
Every beekeeper thinks that their honey is the best.
Of course. But tell me, does it make a difference how far away bees are from a big town? Does it make a difference if the air is cleaner or not?
No. Look, the bees, if they are not in a good environment, they die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more important to keep them in a good environment so they can collect honey than put them in. If you put them maybe in a town or something with that they cannot find, they are not in a good environment, they will die or they will not produce honey.
Yeah, and Well, I have a friend in Holland, and this is a shout out to my friend Gert. lives in a town and he has bees on his roof. But he has made a little garden on his roof and they live there happily. And of course, yeah, look, it's but what you're saying is the honey is always good because if the bees are not well, they cannot produce. So they won't be there. Now tell me, what can each one of us, people who know nothing about bees, what can we do to look after the bee population in the world?
I think if we plant in our gardens, like flowers that the bees like to visit, that's one thing that if each one of us do, will help the bees. Also, if we don't support agriculture production, which is not environmentally friendly, this is another thing we can do. Everything that we do, even recycling and even actions that protect the environment and slow down the climate change, maybe is not directly affect the bees, but indirectly it helps the bees. So I think the whole point is the environmental awareness, like the awareness to protect the environment.
To look after the planet.
Yes.
Is there any, you said, if we all plant, what flowers do bees like most? Is there any flowers or any plants that you would recommend?
Lavender.
Okay, lavender, yes.
Lavender, yes. Thyme, honey. From thyme. That's two very important categories of flowers in Cyprus.
And they smell nice as well, both of them. They have a very nice.
But when most of the flowers that they have blossom, they are good.
Yeah.
For example, a very good tree for honey production is orange tree.
I see. I have 2 orange trees in my garden, so that's good. And lemon.
Yeah, the orange tree during the spring, the orange trees are full of bees.
Visitors, bees coming to visit. Beautiful. Now, my podcast is called Most Memorable Journeys, and I also talk a little bit with my guests about travel. And I want to ask you, have you visited any bees in any other countries?
In Greece, mainly.
Yes.
Yes. In Italy, mainly Mediterranean.
Yeah,
bees.
but it's the same story, isn't it? Again, I mean, if they are happy, they will make honey.
Yes, everywhere. And for me, many people ask me what is the best honey. I will say that the best honey is the honey you like.
The what?
The honey you like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the taste. If you like the taste, that's the best honey. The problem with the honey sometimes is the beekeepers' practices after the production. That's where sometimes it's a gray zone, and people think that.
Are there beekeepers who mix their honey with other things?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are.
But they shouldn't do that, should they?
Of course not.
No, I heard that before. Just, I don't know what they mix it with. What do they mix it with?
Actually, it's wrong what I did now. They don't mix it after, but they feed the bees with sugar. Yes, and if they feed the bees with sugar, what it comes out is not the best.
Yeah, maybe I read that. Yeah.
There are also other ways to produce honey, which is not bees' honey. It's like from a factory. Yeah.
How do you do that? You just make it.
I don't know, to be honest, but I know that exists.
Yeah. So it's important to buy your honey. Well, ideally, buy your honey from a good place, from a shop where you can be sure, or directly from the beekeeper.
Yeah, I think that's the best option.
Yeah. Do you travel, Valentino?
Yeah, I travel.
What is your favorite place in the world? Where do you like to travel to?
I like many places. Difficult question.
I know. I always ask everybody, and I don't like it when somebody asks me that question.
Yeah, you know, I would say that I like places that they don't have so like heat like Cyprus. So I prefer to go north. I like different places that for example, I went to Hungary and I like Budapest and
Yeah.
there. England, I like England as well. Many people want to come to Cyprus from England, but I like England, especially in the summer. England in the summer is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else? I went to most Mediterranean countries. They are beautiful, but with this weather in the summer, I don't
Yeah.
like.
I think we have a common dislike here, you and I, because you were asking me before when I told you that I'm from Switzerland. You said, how do I cope with the heat? And my answer to that is, I don't like it. But, it's funny because now it's October or end of October and another summer, we have survived another summer and the best time of the year is beginning. And that's when Cyprus is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now is the best time in Cyprus in
Yeah,
October.
the sea is warm and the sun is lovely. And the reason why I stood you up and did not do the interview with you this morning, and I apologize publicly, is because I was out hiking and it was such a beautiful morning. So I guess we get paid in the winter. Like England in the winter is not nice. It's cold and it's
No, in the
rainy.
summer. In the summer.
So yeah, so ideally, maybe we should just be in one of the two countries, like stay in England in the summer and be in Cyprus in the winter if we can, but that's difficult. So I guess there is no place that is perfect.
I have never been to Switzerland, by the way, and I would like to go. I don't
Well,
know. Yeah.
we have bees in Switzerland as well.
Yeah, everywhere. I think in every country.
So do you have a website?
Yes.
You can send it to me because I just want to tell to the listeners that I will put it in the show notes if somebody wants to find you. Also, if somebody wants to learn Greek, that's we can put both websites in the show notes. Greek is a nice language. It's useful. I actually heard somebody say, I was in Greece in September doing a tour as a hiking tour, and the tour guide, my friend Brigitte said, who is Swiss, and she said she only actually started to understand her own language properly when she started learning Greek, because Greek has so many expressions that are explanatory, who explain things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And with our students, we see that a lot. Many people say, every time they understand a word, they say, oh, that's why my language is like this. And there is always this connection. But language learning, any language learning, when it's a way to understand better your language.
Yes.
Because if you start learning a language, you start also reflecting on your language.
Absolutely.
And this helps you understand your own language better. It's not only with Greek that has many words that is used in other languages. It's also this reflection.
Yeah.
That helps.
Interesting and very true. But also, I think it's important when you live in a country to actually learn the local language, because it's not just the language, it's the culture and the customs that you understand better if you learn the language.
Yeah, that's true. I think if you don't know the local language, you miss a part of the experience in the country.
Yes, absolutely. And also I remember when I came, I already spoke Greek when I came to Cyprus, but at the beginning when I was in Greece, it's very boring when you sit at the table and there are so many, the people are polite at the beginning. They include you and they speak English or German or whatever, but then they fall back and that's natural. They start speaking together in their common language and you sit there and you don't understand anything and you get bored. So I think that's not what we want. So I learned Greek very early.
Yeah, that's true. People feel more comfortable speaking in their own language. So at the beginning they are polite, but after
Yes.
1-2 drinks, they go to.
Totally. Absolutely. So, Valentino, I think we have covered the bees. I am very impressed with the drones. That left an impression on me. What happens to the drones when they don't work anymore? And I want to thank you so much for contacting me and for being a guest on Most Memorable Journeys today.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And it was nice talking with you. And you are welcome to the Honeybee Park.
I will come. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you enjoy my podcast, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You will find all the information in the show notes.